if you go to LA or if you go to Sacramento, you can hear the police scanners. They're still public. San Jose Sheriff's Department, Santa Clara, San Jose, and a lot of the agencies here in the South Bay have encrypted their radios. And so now I guess Oakland is getting ready to do that. And I was just monitoring Oakland's radio a couple months ago when I was doing the testing out the drive around videos in the scanner. So let's go ahead and take a look at this story regarding Oakland and their decision. Then we could talk about it.
Okay.
Radio, but instead, the police scanner is music to my ears. But because of a statewide memo, more departments, including now Oakland, are choosing to keep their chats secret. Oakland police radios are set to go dark for the public this year, becoming the latest agency in California to cut off access. Many other agencies like San Jose and San Francisco Police and the Santa Clara Sheriff's Office have long gone silent.
Providing too much when we shouldn't, and I can't harp enough, this comes down to officer safety.
Oakland Police Lieutenant Tim Dolan is vice president of the police union.
We've had numerous people that we've caught for various crimes that have the downloaded app on your phone that you can listen to our patrol channels.
The decision would make it difficult for the media to monitor police activity. At KTVU, we've been able to bring viewers exclusive video and information about breaking incidents. The reason for the switch, this 2020 State Department of Justice bulletin directing law enforcement to either encrypt communications to protect sensitive data like names and driver's license numbers, or don't divulge personal info and keep the airwaves open.
Okay, so again, I follow some different channels that do this, and I'm starting to do it on my own through the South Bay here. But to really find out where the incidents are, if you want to go to them, you have to monitor the police radios. I know Lance PI in Sacramento does it. There's a couple in LA that do it. There's a couple in Fresno and Bakersfield that do it. But they chase the scanners around and they go and they bring the live footage. I was doing it in San Jose a couple months ago, and it's encrypted. So the only thing I could really monitor were the fire channels, and I could actually go to the fire incidents where the cops were involved. I actually saw a good house fire, a couple car crashes. But anytime the police were called, the fire would put that out, and I could go to that. But yeah, this is an issue. I get some of the safety issues of it.
I have mixed emotions.
Mark, let me point something out. The state wants them to go to encrypted, not because they didn't say because it's an officer safety problem and that criminals are are monitoring the airways to defeat the police. It says they're doing it because they want to protect people's privacy, running their CDLs and their names over the air.
You're giving a lot of personal information.
Yeah, they're giving a lot of personal information. And that can be handled on the computer, or you can have one chat. You can have a channel that's an encrypted channel that you can switch to run your
right.
if you want to do it on the air. I mean, I would like to see what study was done if they're trying to use the it's for officer safety reasons. I want to see what study is done that shows that having open airways is a threat to officer safety.
How about this? If you go to the Highway Patrol's incident channel, and the Highway Patrol radio frequencies are open, you can listen to all the different area offices for the Highway Patrol. But what the Highway Patrol does have is a good incident management website where you can click on any Highway Patrol area in the state, and it will show you the active incidents going on the website. So that's separate from their radio traffic, which is a whole different thing. But you're logging into their CAD and or you're seeing their CAD results. So let's say if they wanted to still show the public what's happening live, like the media or just interested people, you can go to a website and say, okay, San Jose PD or Oakland PD is on these calls right now at these general locations, the 300 block or whatever, and this is the call. And you can use the codes or whatever, and the people can look up what the codes are. But that might be a way around it where at least the public has information on what's going on. And that way you're not hearing the radio traffic, obviously, of running names and plates and tactics. And we know that as cops, when there's tactics going on, we're going to switch to other channels or
Exactly.
we're going to use other ways. We're going to use
So,
the
In my
computers to-
30-something years as a police officer, I have never ever run across or heard a bullet or read a bulletin, an officer safety bulletin where it was a problem.
So
Right.
when my first scanner Steve gave me back in the day, remember where we had to put the individual numbers in
The crystals,
and
yeah.
the crystals, and you had to know what crystals. And I remember when I first
The old
became a
Radio
police
Shack
officer,
days.
I used to carry that in my car so that I could listen to other channels. And one of the things that's interesting is as when I got promoted as a police sergeant, we had scanners in the sergeant's cars because we monitored the cities all because we're surrounded by cities. And so we're paying attention to what's happening in Santa Clara, Cupertino, Fremont, Campbell, especially if you're working somewhere where your district butts up to Los Gatos or one of those. You want to know that something's going down, and you're right. You could be a block away. You could be across the street. So
yeah, when I was with the sheriff's department, I used to have this. I used to monitor San Jose's radio channels, and I made so many great pinches because I heard it on the getting dispatched to San Jose, and I was already on scene.
Yeah, Tony says there should be a way to get people to permit. Listen, I understand the need for the media, and now you got all these bloggers. You have the East Side San Jose guy. I mean, the train going by. There's my train. Hi. So, but you know, he gets a lot of stuff. These Instagram personalities get a lot of information. I think they have so many followers. People are sending them.
yeah, people are sending it to him, and they're
right. And so he'll roll out there, or
yeah.
again, like me, he's using the fire channels or the Citizen app. There's different apps out there, even next door. Someone posts something on Facebook going down now. You got to have a way to monitor all this stuff and curate it. But I do think maybe a public CAD where you can at least go in there and see where the active incidents are might be the workaround here to keep the transparency, what's going down. And we all know in reality, we need some sort of transparency. And then there's the safety issues. Yeah, someone could look up where all the cops are at and commit a crime.
Again, Mark, the state obviously doesn't see a problem with the safety. The whole purpose in that memo was because to protect privacy. It didn't say anything about officer safety problems.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
We'll follow what happened.
In my humble opinion.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. And again, I do a lot of work in LA, and I was going to do some of the videos down in LA, but if you want to hear some good traffic, just monitor any one of the LA channels. With the online, you can use the app or you can use the online scanner websites, and listen to an LA channel on a Friday or Saturday night. Just the swing shift alone, you'd be amazed what goes down. All right.
Well, I used to listen to Chicago, and it's just hopping one call to the next.
Right. Okay. We're going to